Hey, where? I need fuel. Where? Back to the future. Clown song! The find out how to win clown song! The biggest fucking nose! Fucking for my clown song! Fucking on!
Trying the worst and most notorious McDonald's in the world. Located in Ottawa, Canada. Shutting down next week. Here we go. Police tape everywhere. Machines don't work.
But he just ain't me. Shut.
It was
If after party after
here today. We're here today. Stop. Beep, 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 beep.
It's absolutely horrible. And now I have 200, and that's really cool. And before I had this channel, I had a different channel which I didn't speak English on, but there I used my first ever persona. It was just a fox with like Minecraft Elytra or something. But yeah, it's really ugly. One of the first ever FNAF videos that I watched, which got me into FNAF, was a video called Peppa Pig Plays FNAF, which I was watching videos like Peppa Pig Plays Minecraft, and then I found the one where she played FNAF. I guess this is all I wanted.
Very sketch. Never mind.
Film
It's
is
so
nominally an adaptation of the novel, maintaining its basic premise as a retelling of Cinderella, in which the title princess-to-be is cursed to obey any command phrased as an order as literally as possible, regardless of the intentions of the person giving it, but the similarities very nearly end there. And if you, like me, were a bookish young person in the late 90s and early 2000s, that probably makes some amount of your blood boil. Gail Carson Levine is a veritable titan of the pink aisle of books for young readers who had the market absolutely cornered during my girlhood. Her work was somewhat of a set of sacred texts for me and many other baby nerds in the early aughts. So when a film adaptation of Ella Enchanted was announced, there was sort of a feeling that this was bookworm representation in Hollywood. This was our story being told to the cool kid market. And what was sold under the name Ella Enchanted was not Ella Enchanted. It was an outrage, or at least that's how I saw it at the age of 13. It's been almost 20
Back to the future.
things very much. So smart. So smart.
McMansion? McMansion? McDonald's?
McDonald's seems to have an eye for success, but sometimes certain menu items fly right under the radar and head straight into oblivion. Here are more of the 10 bizarre food items that disappeared from the McDonald's menu, Part 2.
Don't you dare.
McDLT.
What do you want, Michael?
I make DLT.
No, I already told you they don't make those anymore.
Don't you ever get tired of your old cold tomato and lettuce being mixed in with the rest of your warm burger? The answer is probably no, because that's what a burger is. But back in 1984, McDonald's thought of the perfect, or useless, new menu item that would resolve all of your temperature problems, the McDLT. The McDLT aimed to keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool, and was basically just a regular burger, but came in two different compartments. One had the bun and the patty, aka the warm elements.
Oh, that is so hot!
While the other side had, you guessed it, the lettuce and tomato, the cold toppings. The first issue with this burger was the packaging. It was made of polystyrene, which isn't exactly eco-friendly, and people would often complain. The other problem was the inconvenience of the whole burger. Turns out, people aren't a fan of the build-your-own-burger thing and thought it was too much of a hassle. Plus, it was just a standard burger topped with veggies, and nothing mind-blowing. While the McDLT spawned a cousin, the Big and Tasty, the concept didn't last, and it was discontinued in the 1990s.
Bet you didn't see that. But if you were an Atlas and could detect things in 0.02 seconds, you would.
I'm really gonna miss you.
Cheddar melt.
Today we're going to talk about Last Night in Soho, and boy howdy are we gonna get into it. So today we're in big city. Alienated by her rich, mean, hard-partying classmates, Ellie moves into a rundown bedsit in Soho where she begins having dreams about a 1960s blonde bombshell and aspiring singer named Sandy. Nervous and out of place, Ellie is magnetized by the confident, commanding, and sexually in her own Sandy and begins to take on some of her style and mannerisms, while at the same time neglecting her waking life in favor of the dream world. Until the fantasy takes a dark turn when Sandy's would-be boyfriend and manager, Jack, begins pressuring her to sleep with men who he claims will help her work her way up the showbiz ladder. Sandy is trapped in a life she doesn't want to be living, and the waking Ellie spirals as the boundary between real life and her fantasy-turned-nightmare world grows less and less distinct. And it's here that I'd like to take a moment to just walk you through my experience of this movie up to this point, because it's hard to put words to just how hooked I was. I will put my objective art criticism hat back on before too long, but like all critiques, this one is deeply rooted in how it hit me as a person, and the story I want to tell you needs this foundation. So if you will indulge me, Ellie's experience at school mirrors mine in ways that drill right to my core. My big city was New York, not London, and my craft was acting, not fashion, and I was carrying the weight of some very different family traumas. But the emotional heart of this story beats right in time with that period of my life, and God, does it just sting and rock to go on that journey with someone else. The feeling of being in the best city in the world to make the art you want to make, to be training in the best place to train for it, with an authority that has said you are good enough to do it, and getting there to find a lot of other people who are also there for that, but have recognized a lot faster and more thoroughly than you have that you're also all young adults on your own in one of the best cities in the world to be a young adult. And you're not just here to make art, you're also here to be people. And for a lot of folks, being people means staying up late and drinking a lot and having sex in inconvenient places. And, you know, maybe you'd have been up for that if you'd been able to really prepare for it, but it's a lot to figure out all at once, and you start to feel like everyone else got some sort of instructions you didn't get about how to be in this stage of life, and you're in a glass box watching it happen around you, and you can't break out of it to be part of this community.
And you're not really sure you'd want to anyway, because sex and drugs look kind of scary, and you're really just here for the rock and roll. And so I, like Ellie, kind of pulled away. Not all the way. I had the advantage of a bigger university couching my program and roommates from outside that tiny bubble who were just as conflicted about the idea of capital P partying as I was. It's also worth saying explicitly that none of my classmates were ever mean to me in the way Ellie's are. They were nice to me, and so far as I know, they and the big city without ever losing one